श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमन। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेष भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 20, text number 17. Saha anuvishtaha bhagavata sonuvishto bhagavata yaha sete salilashaye yasyete salilashaye loka samstam yata पूर्वं लोक संस्थां यथा पूर्वं निर्ममे संस्थया स्वया निर्ममे संस्थया स्वया सोनुविष्टो भगवता यस्येते सलिलासये लोक संस्थां यथा पूर्वं निर्ममे संस्थया स्वया यिसोनुविष्टा भगवतो यस्येते सलिलासये लोक संस्थां यथा पूर्वं निर्ममे संस्थया स्वया। Anuvishtaha was entered Bhagavata by the Lord. Yaha who sete sleeps Salilasaye on the Garbhodaka Ocean. Loka samstam the universe. Yata purvam as previously. Nirmame created. Samstaya by intelligence. Swaya his own. Translation and purport by Vishwaguru Srila Prabhupada. When that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is lying on the Garbhodaka Ocean, entered the heart of Brahma, Brahma brought his intelligence to bear, and with the intelligence invoked, he began to create the universe as it was before. Please repeat the translation. When that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is lying on the Garbhodaka Ocean, entered the heart of Brahma, Brahma brought his intelligence to bear, and with the intelligence invoked, he began to create the universe as it was before. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. At a certain time, the personality of Godhead, Karanodakshaya Vishnu, lies in the Karana ocean and produces many thousands of universes from his breathing. Then he enters again into each and every universe as Garbhodakshaya Vishnu and fills up half of each universe with his own perspiration. The other half of the universe remains vacant, and that vacant region is called outer space. Then the lotus flower sprouts from his abdomen and produces the first living creature, Brahma. Then again, as Karanodakasha Vishnu, the Lord enters into the heart of every living entity, including Brahma. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter. The Lord says, I am seated in everyone's heart, and by me are remembrance and forgetfulness made possible. As the witness of the activities of the individual entities, the Lord gives each one remembrance and intelligence to act according to his desire at the time he was annihilated in his last birth in the last millennium. This intelligence is invoked according to one's own capacity or by the law of karma. Brahma was the first living entity, and he was empowered by the Supreme Lord to act in charge of the mode of passion. Therefore, he was given the required intelligence, which is so powerful and extensive that he is almost independent of the control of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just as a highly posted manager is almost as independent as the owner of a firm, Brahma is described here as independent because, as the Lord's representative to control the universe, he is almost as powerful and independent as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Lord, as the super soul within Brahma, gave him the intelligence to create. The creative power, therefore, of every living entity is not his own. It is by the grace of the Lord that one can create. There are many scientists and great workers in this material world who have wonderful creative force, but they act and create only according to the direction of the Supreme Lord. A scientist may create many wonderful inventions by the direction of the Lord, but it is not possible for him to overcome the stringent laws of material nature by his intelligence. Nor is it possible to acquire such intelligence from the Lord. From the Lord's supremacy would then be hampered. It is stated in this verse that Brahma created the universe as it was before. This means that he created everything by the same name and form as in the previous cosmic manifestation. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamy Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pasyatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So, in the creation of Lord Brahma, how things happen are discussed in the last section onwards. So, here also it continues with the same point. So, Anuvisto Bhagavata, Saha, Lord Brahma, when he was generated on the lotus flower, Anuvistaha, somebody entered into him. Who entered? Bhagavata, by the Supreme Lord. And who is the specific Supreme Lord who had entered into Lord Brahma? Yasyete Shalilasaye, that one who is sleeping on that Garbhodaka Ocean, he entered into Brahma. Then what did he do? Loka samstam yata purvam. So with that intelligence which was derived from the Lord, Loka samstam, the entire universe, yata purvam, as it was before, nirmame samstaya swaya, nirmame, he created as it is, samstaya swaya, using the intelligence which he had acquired from the Supreme Lord. So this is what Lord Brahma, how was he was able to create. So how often does this happen? This happens every day of Brahma. At the end of the day, Lord Brahma goes to sleep, and next day morning when he wakes up, he is empowered by the Lord to create. This happens to all of us also. We will be doing some work. At the night, we will be partially finished. When we go to bed, we forget what we have done. But as soon as you get up, you get to know, oh, I stopped here. I have to resume my services from this point. The creative intelligence starts working from where you have left in the last night, the activity before. The same thing happens to Brahma also. So that's why it is said in the Purport, Prabhupada says, as the witness of the activities of the individual entities, the Lord gives each one of the remembrance and intelligence to act according to his desire at the time he was annihilated in his last birth in the last millennium. See, what is the symptom of transmigration? What is the point of transmigration? Whatever we think at the last moment of the life, that we achieve in the next life. So, yam vapi smaram bhavam tvajate ante kalevaram. So, what are that smarana that you, at the end of the quitting this body, that you gain in the next life. So, who is giving you what to do, how to do? So, that is the Supreme Lord who is giving that intelligence. So, sometimes we come across some people, First time you are meeting, but you feel we know them each other for a long time. We always experience this. Or a scene which is happening to you, you see, and you feel, I gone through the situation sometime before. How is this possible? First time you are meeting a person, but you feel you know each other for a long time. They say one reason could be both of you are related from the past life. Not in this form, but some other form you are related each other in the last life. And sometimes the scenario, what you have seen, sometimes you would have seen in the dreams. Or see, nothing in this material world is something new. It is all repetitive. So many lifetimes you would have experienced the same situation. So that's why that impressions what we carry in the subtle body will come to life and make you feel, yes, I know this. What is going to happen? This is this scenario, how the subtle body records the events. The living entity, even though the gross body is lost, the subtle body continues to associate with the living entity. As long as we are there in this material world, the subtle body follows the jiva. And what is subtle body? It is a recording of all impressions what the jiva has gone through in his various forms. It is simply that a recording instrument, it's a memory block. It's a chunk with so much data. The Lord as Paramatma in the heart, he keeps reminding the jiva, you have so and so desire. You had so and so qualification. You had so and so remembrance. So three things what Lord brings to as Paramatma in the heart: smritihi, jnana, apohana. The knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. See, when you are in the exam hall, you experience all these things. You have studied everything. But the question may not be to the exact point, what you have studied. It can be rephrased. Then what you do? You try to analyze the question and bring back with your intelligence, you try to answer that. And sometimes what happens, by the will of the Lord, by our karma, whatever we have studied in that exam hall, we might forget. For that 1 hour, we become blank. After you come back outside, you remember everything again. But during that exam, we forget everything. So who is controlling that intelligence? The Lord as Paramatma, he sanctions or not sanctioned based on our karma. It's not Lord is partial to somebody and Lord is not partial to somebody. See, everybody, the teacher has taught everybody the same question, same answers. But why only one person becomes number one in the class? Why not everybody? Teacher did not discriminate. So it depends upon the recipient also. The quality of the recipient and his karma, many things play into picture. So that's why generally they say karmana daiva netrena jantur deho upapadyate. So my remembrance, sometimes like at the end of my life, I was thinking like a cat. What do I become in the next life? A cat. But now cat of what category? What breed I will become? Will I become the cat in a rich man's house or I become cat in the roadside house? This all again karma comes into picture. So here Lord, what is he saying is, Brahma, he becomes blank for a certain moment, because suddenly when he woke up, so every morning when we wake up, we also feel for some moment we are all dull. Our mind is not sharp enough. It will take 5 minutes for us to know, I have gotten from bed, that sleepy mood is gone, now Mangalarti is there, I have to run now. But that 2-3 minutes, whatever that blank experience, what happens? Even Brahma becomes confused. When he saw that, so where is he? Where was Brahma at that time? As soon as he got up, suddenly he saw him on the lotus flower, which is hanging in the air. For him, nothing is visible. And down he saw there was a huge lake. Then he started thinking, who am I? What is this lotus? What am I supposed to do? These are some things which inspired him. Then he thought, let me find out the root of this lotus. So he went down the stem. He entered into the water. He entered almost up to the navel of the Lord, but he could not find the root. So at that time, he was thinking in confusion. He was in the water. He began contemplating, why am I created? What is my duty? Then he saw there was a huge storm in the water. There was a disturbance. The lotus and entire thing started shaking. Then he climbed back onto the top of the lotus. Then he started thinking, what is to be done? So at that time, he heard two words. Ta, pa. When he heard these two words, then he thought, okay, I might have to do something. He stopped all contemplation. He stopped all speculation. He sat back on the lotus. And as instructed to him, he started meditating. And how long did he meditate? It says, for 1000 years of the demigod's period, he started meditating. After 1000 years of meditation, then he had experienced the grace of the Lord. The Lord appeared to him. When Lord appeared to him, he began offering prayers and he began praying to the Lord. What is my duty? What should I do? Then Lord gave him a glimpse of spiritual world. He took him to Vaikuntha. He entered Vaikuntha. He saw all the situations in Vaikuntha. He entered the 7 doors. He saw all the plants, trees, vegetables, all the living entities there in Vaikuntha. How they are dressed, all the technical details of Vaikuntha, how the men are dressed, how the women are dressed, how the airplanes were, how the houses were. After experiencing everything and all, he came face to face with the Lord. Then he offered prayers to the Lord, and Lord became very much happy to him. Lord said, it was I who inspired you to do this tapasya. Tapa, but that word was recited by me. You could not hear me because I am not understandable by material senses. Because Brahma was a living entity of this material world. So for him to experience that incomprehensible knowledge about the Lord, Lord only just gave him the sound, Akashavani. Now after understanding the Lord, then he said, my dear Lord, then Lord shake-handed with him. So it is said our Brahma is in what mode with the Lord? He is in the friendship mode. That's why the Lord shake-handed with Brahma. Prabhupada writes in the purport, Western people think shake hand was a Western introduction. It was there from time immemorial, from Brahma itself. Shake hand was there. And Lord first shook hand with Brahma. Then Brahma asked some specific questions. 4 questions he had asked. Who are you? What is this Maya? What are your pastimes? How to engage in this material world? Like that 4 questions he had asked. So to explain Lord Brahma, the Lord elaborated entire Srimad Bhagavatam in a nutshell. In 4 verses he spoke Srimad Bhagavatam. The 4 verses talk about 4 tattvas. The first was Bhagavan Tattva. The first verse talks about the Lord. He says, I am there before creation, I am there after creation, I am there during creation. It is I who is eternal. So Bhagavan Tattva was the first verse what was spoken. The second verse speaks of the Tattva of Maya. Anything you see, if it is disconnected with me, it is Maya. This is second verse. The third verse speaks of Jiva Tattva. Who are these Jiva and what are they supposed to do? The fourth verse talks about Bhakti Tattva. What is the purpose of this material world? To engage in devotional service. So in 4 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord spoke 4 tattvas. And he assured Brahma, if you follow these instructions as it is, under my guidance, you will never ever come under illusion again. Means Lord gave him the clear knowledge and the process to follow. You will never come under ignorance. Because material world, we are always covered by ignorance. Those who can come out of ignorance are those who are guided by the Lord. The Lord gave him that assurance. Then Lord blessed him in his endeavors. So Bhagavatam, it records the sequences in a couple of verses. Narada Muni recalls how everything happens, and one more place in 2nd canto, Brahma also recalls. It says, Kalpanta idam adhaya shayane ambasi udanvataha Shishaishor anupranam vivishe antar aham vibhoho. So kalpante, at the end of the millennium, at the end of the day of Brahma, one day of Brahma is called as kalpa. Kalpante means at the end of day of Brahma, kalpante. Shishaishoho, when the Lord Narayana, who is lying on the water, ambasi shayane udanvantaha, the Lord who sleeps on the water, ambashi shayane udanvantaha, vibhoho aham antar vivishe, Brahma vibhoho antar vivishe, he entered into the body of Garbhodaka Vishnu with all the material elements. Anupranam, how did they enter? With the breathing of the Lord. So along with the breathing, they entered into the body of the Lord. So what does our breathing have? Prana, apana, samana, udana, vyana. Prana means that what he inhale. And where does it go? Inhale, it goes up to the stomach. The living entities entered into the stomach of the Lord through the breathing capacity. That's what it says here. Next, what happened after that? After they enter, Sahasra Yuga Paryanta, for 1000 years of meditation, Sahasra Yuga Paryanta, Uttayedam Sisikshataha, then again the Lord woke up. Brahma's day has been finished. Everybody got up after the sleep. Marichi Mishri Rishayaha, then Brahma began creating the 10 sages. So Marichi, Bhrugu, Adayaha, many rishis have come out of the body of Brahma. 4 Kumaras, Lord Shiva, Swayambhu, Manu, all these personalities came. Pranebhyo aham cha jagjire. So from the transcendental body of the Lord, all the living entities were also created. Along with that, Narada says, I was also created. Because Narada was also the 10th son of Brahma, the 10 great sages. Then in the second canto, Shukadeva Goswami explains about the same perspective. He says, Shuka Vacha, Evam Pura Dharanaya Atma Yonir, Nastam Smrutim Pratyavarudhya Tushtat, Tata Sasarjedam Amoga Drushtir, Yata Apyayat Prag Vyavasaya Buddhihi. So, Evam Pura, former to this manifestation of cosmos, Atma Yonihi, Lord Brahma, who is Amoga Drushtihi, who has divine vision, Vyavasaya Buddhihi, whose intelligence has been enriched by the Lord. Here also it says, his intelligence, Samstaya Swaya, his intelligence has been enriched by the Lord. So here also it says, Vyavasaya Buddhihi, his intelligence is equipped with the Lord's intelligence. Then Dharanaya, by meditating on the Supreme Lord, Pratyavarudhya, he regained Nashtam Smritim, his lost consciousness. So the memory of his last life was regained by meditation. Then Tushtat, he appeased the Lord, he satisfied the Lord when he meditated. Thus, Tata Sasarja Idam Yata Apyayat Prag. Then he started creating this cosmic as it was before. The same thing again reinforced here. Shukadeva Goswami explained the same thing. Then what did Lord Brahma do to understand the Supreme Lord? How he was able to understand? Brahma says, we all read books. How should we read books? How should we read Shastra? Brahma explains here in this perspective. He says, Bhagavan Brahma Karshyena Trir Anvikshya Manishaya Tad Adyavasyat Kutasto Ratir Atman Yatho Bhavet. Bhagavan Brahma Karshyena, Bhagavan, Lord Brahma, who is Kutastaha, with great attention and concentration of mind. Brahma Karshyena, he studied Vedic literatures, Vedas, three times. Then Anvikshya, by scrutinizingly understanding them. Adyavasyat, he ascertained. Ratir Atman, the attraction to the Supreme Lord, is the highest perfection of relation. So if you have to understand Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita, so Brahma is setting an example. You have to study 3 times. So where should I study from? Cover to cover. First cover to ending cover. So 3 times we have to study if you have to have an idea of what is being spoken. So when you study 3 times, you'll get a clarity of the subject. So then you can get into research perspective. So then it will be more enlightening to us. Practically, why did Lord speak here? Such is the importance of reading the spiritual book. So in devotional life, we always come across various people. So some people's lives of bhakti inspires us. So serious, so sincere. So there was a kingdom. There were 2 daughters, one of the king, one of the Jamindar. So both of them were close friends. One day, a sadhu visited to that palace because the king was very religious. He used to invite all the sadhus. He used to do seva to them so that he gets blessings and so that he and his kingdom will flourish in a long way. So as dharmic personality, he was entertaining sadhus and he was listening from them. So this sadhu, when he came, he stayed for a month. Like sometime during Chaturmasya, sometime he came and he stayed for a month. So he had a deity of small Lord Krishna. So every day he used to do nice deity worship. So when he was doing nice deity worship, he used to sing, he used to offer prayers, he used to decorate the Lord. And these 2 girls became intrigued, or they became fascinated by the way how he was worshipping. So they used to sit next to him. They used to observe keenly how he was worshipping the Lord. Like how we do Shodashopachara to Shaligrama. So every Brahmana, every devotee has this thing that every day they have to worship with Shodashopachara. So the girls used to support him by bringing flowers, by making chandan, by bringing milk, curds and the things, everything, by making bhoga. So slowly, they started feeling, we should also have one deity. We can also do this, because after a few days the sadhu will go away. But they became so inspired by his association that they wanted to practice his bhakti. So one day they went to the sadhu and they said, my dear sir, it is very good opportunity that you have been staying in our house. So we have been blessed by you, by your presence, that we have been becoming attached to the deity worship. So please also bless us with the one deity of Lord, so that we can continue our deity worship. So the sadhu thought, these girls, very small, so they might not know how to handle the Lord as per Shastra. So he was thinking, now how do I persuade them not to worship? But still he cannot, because she is the princess, king's daughter. So he thought, let me do one thing, let me fool. So sometimes what will parents do? When we ask something, they might give us something imitation. They may not give us the original thing, because the value of it we may not be able to handle it. So sometimes when we were children also, we were asked money. At the time there was something called artificial currency, small papers with the numbers printed. So parents used to give us that money, and we used to keep that in our pocket, and we used to feel, oh, I have money, 500, 1000. So unlimited denomination would be there on that paper. But we were thinking it as real money. So he was also thinking, let me give them something. So at that small age, it is good for them, he thought. So he went to the town, he saw everywhere, and he finally found one stone which looks like Shaligrama, very shiny, very that shape and effect. So he brought that stone. Next day morning, when they came, he said, so please take over this. This is the stone, this is the Lord for you. And he instructed them how to do. So please understand, whatever comes from the mouth of sadhu, or whatever comes from the hand of sadhu, it has spiritually potent, because they are spiritually enriched people. So the girls started treating that as the Supreme Lord, as Shaligrama, as Krishna's reincarnation. They started daily worshipping the Shaligrama. They started doing aradhana to that Shaligrama. They started offering everything, morning and evening. They used to come. They used to, like small children, how they are inquisitive, they used to do everything what that sadhu was doing. And because they were all king's daughter, they used to have exclusive things procured to offer to the deity. And even though it may be a normal stone, the Lord accepted the form of that stone. He entered into that stone and he was reciprocating to them. And they were feeling very much happy by engaging in that service. Over a period of time, now marriage age has come. That girl who was the princess, she was married to a nearby kingdom's prince who was very handsome, very well looking. So as dowry, when she was asked to go, she started collecting that box. She made a jeweled throne onto which this stone was made, and alankara was done every day to this stone. And what she was, she was very morose. She was thinking, I am being separated. She was thinking, Krishna was only my Lord, my heart was given to him. I don't think of anybody else who is my dear companion. But today somebody else accepted that post, thinking, he is my husband. She was thinking, now two people in my life, whom to focus upon? Whether should I focus on my husband or the one who has stolen my heart, the Lord? So she was holding that box on the palanquin. She was seated inside, and she was in a distressed mode. She was in a little shaky mode. The prince who had married. He was in the front on the horse, and the palanquin was carried by the people, followers. And there were many people. As they were going, he was coming back, tried to check with the bride how she was, but she was not in a responsive mode. She was very disturbed situation. So at one particular place, when they came to a near river by side, they took a break there. So he stopped everybody, and the palanquin was got down. Then he had asked all the people to move away so that he can have some private time with his new wife. When he went near the wife was not responding. She was very silent. She was closing her eyes, and tears were coming from her eyes. So he was thinking, why is that she was so disturbed? What is the one which is stopping our relationship? Something is blocking. So then he saw every few minutes she is opening the box. She is seeing something in the box, because he did not know what is there in the box. And she was almost as soon as she sees the box, she starts crying again. So he was thinking, this is the box is the one which is creating difference between me and my wife. So if this box is removed, she might come close to me. So he told some of his women assistants, somehow or other take her aside, play some jokes, make her something, bring out of her mood, and when she is not watching, bring that box away from her. So these people were also very intelligent. They started playing jokes, they started cracking, they started trying to make her laugh, but many things they were doing, but she was not responding to them. She was very silent. But one lady intelligently engaged her in conversation, slowly removed that box from her hand and brought to the princess here. From the princess, and handed it over to the prince here. The prince, as soon as he opened, he saw one stone there and a jeweled throne there. He thought, this stone is the one which is differentiating me and my wife. So he immediately, out of anger, he threw that stone into the river along with that box. Now when that princess got to know that my box was stolen, she started crying. Then immediately he said, all the people, pick her up and let us go back to the kingdom as early as possible. So they all took her back to the kingdom. And when she found out that box was lost, then she started doing Amarana Nirahara Diksha. She said, I am not going to eat or drink even a drop of water unless my Lord comes back to me. Because whole day I have been eating, till now my entire life, I have been eating only that which is offered to the Lord. I did not eat anything bhoga. So I cannot survive my life without the Lord. She started pitiably crying, and she started sitting. Nobody was allowed to talk to her. Nobody is allowed to come near her. The prince felt very sorry. Then he thought, he went back to her and he said, what should I do? How can I pacify you? How can I bring you back to be a normal state? So she controlled her anger and she said, you can only bring me back when my Lord is there back to me, or else I am not going to respond to you. I am going to quit my life. So then I am going to commit suicide like that. Then the entire royal family became disturbed. The new wife, if she commits suicide, what will be our name and fame? They think that we have tortured her and we have created a situation where she had to commit suicide. So they took her and they all went to the river where that box was thrown. So then the husband came and said to the wife, if you say that you are so much attached to Lord Krishna, if you are so powerful that your love is so undisturbed, call your Lord here. If your Lord comes to you, I will surrender to you my life. And I will follow whatever you say. If Lord does not come to you, you have to follow what I say. This is a commitment. So then this is challenge for her. It is not challenge for her. It is challenge for the Lord, because it is between Bhagavan and the Bhakta. Then she started sincerely praying to the Lord, oh Lord, so many years you have been associated with me, and now suddenly you vanished from me. I cannot survive my life without you. If you don't come now, I don't have any option but to commit suicide. I am going to enter into the water and I am going to forsake my life for you. Now your name and fame is at stake. Now please handle yourself. Now as soon as she sincerely prayed to the Lord, the box rose out of the water, opened itself. The Lord, who was there as a stone, accepted the form of a deity, immediately flew onto her lap and embraced that girl. And as soon as everybody saw the Supreme Lord in the form of a deity came and sat on the lap, immediately they all agreed, her bhakti is the highest. They all immediately paid obeisances to her. And the husband, as committed, he said, from today, I am your servant. He touched her feet and he said, you are my spiritual preceptor. See, bhakti is so great. Even Bhagavan becomes bound by the devotion. Simple thing, it was only a stone for merely to outside people. But the bhava was so great, and the person who delivered was also a great devotee. In that way, the Lord accepted that form as per the devotee, and he guided them and he inspired them. And if you think Brahma was a common man, no, Brahma was a great personality. He is the Parampara Acharya, a great devotee. And when he meditated, Lord appeared to him and guided him at every step. So this is what Brahma had experienced, the guidance from the Lord. His intelligence became sharpened. Dadhami buddhi yogam tam. For those who are my sincere devotees, Lord says, I am there in their heart and I inspire them how to engage in my devotional service. This is what Brahma had practically experienced. This is what all of us, when we do in bhakti, we get inspired by the Lord from the Paramatma in the heart to how to do in a better way for his service. So I'll stop here. Any questions I don't. So Lord has entered into his heart, that's what it is said, tapa, and he engaged on the meditation of the Lord, who was not visible to him. On the sound form he meditated. Tapa on the Lord. In the sound form he meditated. If you read 2nd canto 9th chapter, these elaborate details will be there. On whom did he meditate? How did he meditate? The Purport Prabhupada explains.
Hare Krishna Guru. So when Lord instructed Tapa to him, he did not get any knowledge what to do, how to do, how he got that knowledge, particularly what he is supposed to do.
So that 1000 years of his meditation enriched him with knowledge. The Lord appeared to him after 1000 years of meditation, then guided him with what to do, how to do.
Not that like that, for us, chant Hare Krishna mantra, it is told, these are the things we are supposed to do. Like for Brahma, only Tapa means what he is supposed to do. Tapa means how.
So that was, that in that Purport, Prabhupada explains how he had to meditate, and all these things were inspired to him. Tene Brahma Hrudaya Adi Kavye Muhyanti Yat Suraya. The first verse of 1st canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord was there and entered into the heart of Brahma and inspired him how to engage in devotional service. And Lord clarifies that it was I who inspired you to engage in bhakti. Further, that's what I read to you also. Okay. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam